Loot.bet. Made for live betting.
Oh, third map, boys, getting into game number 3. It was essentially, or apparently, inevitable as Chaos pulled back the, what was it, 14-11 of what Nemiga had. Their lead squandered by that CT side. I can't tell if this game is live or not. I feel like
I think it is.
Be. Yeah,
I think
we're straight into pistol. Oh my god, Chaos, they've started off already. Yeah, we're definitely live. We're into this. They don't have a defuse kit, but I think, yeah, they do now. So, Chaos, they bring us back to this third map very quickly, win the pistol round, and we're already underway.
Yeah, Chaos, I mean, we missed the first few seconds, but we certainly could see that there were 3 players coming up short, or 4 even. I'm not sure where they got onto a site and got the retake successfully. So, Nemiga, after that blunder on Inferno, after being absolutely blasted away on Inferno after going up to 14. It is a bit of a disappointment from them, really, that they aren't able to close it out like that. And then it begs the question, if they find themselves in a similar position yet again, will they even be able to close it out? And Robo, well, there it is a force buy, so there's the entry. Robo gets himself one at least. Still Freddy Frog and Pit. I'm not sure if Nemiga is aware of this, though. Robo certainly should be aware. I mean, the flash couldn't have flown anywhere else, and there's the free kill. Freddy Frog denies any sort of chance that Robo had of surviving. DJL finds him second, but it's Lollipop that actually refrags and makes it back to a 3-on-2. And Kieran, as you said, this is a map that both of these two teams have played in the past. And I guess you could say equally, you know, Batten having, well, not the current team, but with his previous team having quite a badly scary result on it.
Yeah, there was Existence Galaxy constantly picking Dust 2. I'm pretty sure they only tried... No, I don't think they ever won Dust 2 against when, like, any team when they picked it. They might have actually got a victory, maybe against Uruguay. But if there was any opportunity, I think that's the only one. So, yeah, like, out of all the games they played, I think that was the only one that may have even gone slightly in their direction. And notable as well, Nemiga and Chaos both have played on Dust 2 in the past. It was a 16-4 victory, I believe, for Nemiga. So yeah, quite the dominant result, as they took, you know, very, very simple rounds away from Chaos. So yeah, it was 16-4. So might be seeing something similar, as already into this 1 versus 2. DJL down to 9 points of health, heading for the hills, and Nemiga, they'll get themselves a first round here on Dust 2 T side.
Yeah, picking themselves up after a round loss on the pistol. This is a pretty nice force buy that gives them a victory that they much need, or a much deserved and much needed victory, really. Chaos, I'm surprised they actually are not, or more so that they aren't able to grab a victory after getting that refrag on Robo, right? If you think about it, Freddy Frog was not spotted, he was not challenged, and the only thing he had to do was survive. If he stays alive and he allows his teammates, his colleagues, to perhaps help him take long control back in their hands, then, you know, the outcome could be very much different. But nobody really being focused too much on those quick pushes, on those quick plays. Match going to be paused, though. Looks like Chaos taking the pause. There was a saved Kevlar and FAMAS out of DJL. Batten already on an MP9, though, and does beg the question, do they force it up? I mean, Freddy, Relax, and Pleasant both, or all three, really, they don't really have much money in the bank anyway, and this is another eco afterwards, regardless of what they do here. So perhaps best to force it up and hope they get something out of it.
Yeah, and right now with Chaos, like you say, going for that potential type of force buy, it does actually make sense. Of course, they would have a double eco either way and not be able to buy next round. So at this point, it is, yeah, prevalent to go for that purchase, but Nemiga, of course, should be setting themselves up for a second round victory. And if Chaos haven't been practicing Dust 2, if it's a map, they've just left on the side, they'll play it if they need to. We might be seeing something of the similar where Nemiga do take more of a dominant result in this third map and maybe close out the series. But if Chaos have been in the prac server, if they've allowed DGL the time to study the map and get some strategies prepared, maybe take a leaf out of teams like a Vanguard, Windigo, No Chances Book, who do regularly play Dust 2 and incorporate some of those types of strategies, then it's a map that maybe they can bring into the veto. Because was Chaos a cash team? I don't think they were they?
Not really, yeah.
Yeah, I think that was their ban most of the time. So there's no reason for them to be able to obviously, study Vertigo and try and bring that in as a map so they can focus on another map like Dust 2 potentially. So
I actually would love to see some Vertigo maps. We only had the one up to this point, and yeah, it certainly begs the question, how many teams will jump ship from that cash choice, where they had perhaps cash as an insta-ban. Do they ban something else now? Do they maybe decide, okay, screw it, we ban Dust, let's go Vertigo? It certainly can bring a nuisance to pretty much any team playing against them. But I guess we will find out that in the coming weeks, days, and months. Important to note is the match will continue. It is going to be forced by, as expected, Freddy and Relaxa both having the scouts, and they will pick middle down Suicide, although it's Box that replies, and it's Box that... Okay, MDS, he drops on top mid. It's 2-3 players shooting with the guys on the CT side. Chaos coming out on top in the end, I guess I would say. Robo and Box both have been tagged up, and there is an MP9 and a FAMAS still available to Chaos, so I wouldn't be too careless on the side of Nemiga. Well, just as I say that, carelessness will bring them down to a 2-on-4. I am not sure how I feel about this.
Best part about this for Nemiga right now is they have that free run toward the A bomb site. They can get there fairly successfully and cross. The smokes actually land in the same position, meaning there is still a huge gap at the side of the smoke to be able to get through there, but still that bomb will be planted, so at least some money going into the T side, down to a 2 versus 4 though, and Nemiga need a shy perfect sort of after plant hold to be able to close out this round. And with 3 players coming from A long, this is going to be so difficult. But even so, Plesson, he finds himself the death. Lollipop playing so close though. He finds one, and this now gets dangerous, but Barton managing to trade it back into a 1 versus 2. Robbo playing close though, and Barton, yes, he'll be the man to finish. A second round for Chaos. They don't have a defuse kit, but there is plenty of time to land the defuse. So a second for that CT. Oh, is there time actually?
No time.
This is so close. There's no time. Oh my god, Nemiga. They do just narrowly escape with their life in that round. That is so lucky.
Yeah, it was 0.46 something seconds left. That is unlucky for Chaos. So close yet so far. 2v4 that Nemiga are able to salvage and able to bring our victory out when, there shouldn't have been a victory in the first place. So Chaos, slow and steady, I guess in the end doesn't really play off. But it is going to be a full eco though this time, as Relaxa has an AK saved up from the last round. Interestingly, no Kevlar being bought up. I mean, screw it, if you have an AK, buy Kevlar, hope to get some more damage done or something of the like. No need to go for the full investment of $1,000, but $650 certainly is not too much, and certainly can change the outcome of the round, potentially. And as you can see, Nemiga, they're kind of wondering about where to go, what to do. We do see they're kind of thinking about both A and B at the time, although they're going to be searching, they're going to be discussing potential hits, or so potential avenues of attack, and I think the decision has been made that they're going to be hitting B perhaps. The bomb's still staying on mid, it's kind of looking like it's going to be lingering in there for a little while longer. Not sure, it's weird. Nemiga, they've got 50 seconds left, they killed 3 players, yet they're still staying in their positions instead of grouping up going towards the site itself. I mean, it's not a bad decision because it certainly gives you stability and, you prevent any opponent from flanking you. So that's a smart, always choice. And they were in that position due to exactly that fact. But again, why not at least try and take site before, before you bring the bomb onto site itself? You can't really lose against 2 players, can you? I mean, you shouldn't be believing that 2 players can be damaging to you. Ooh, Relaxa, maybe a free kill. He spots 1. Unfortunately, it's not correct, or more so not accurate for the last. And DJL, best hope here is get away with a kill. Get away with a rifle, perhaps.
Would be somewhat of a, better outcome to the round, but I don't think Nemiga should be providing that opportunity here. There's very little time left for DJL to go hunting and vice versa, so this will be Nemiga taking themselves a 3rd round here on that T side, starting to really get a slight advantage already to begin off this map. But of course, we now see Chaos going into their first buy round here. We'll see them onto the full M4s, the equipment all being purchased and collected. Nemiga, this is a very, very good opportunity to be able to make sure that Chaos, they're put down early in this game. If they can take away this one, if they can force back the inevitable, sort of factor of making sure that Chaos do not have the buy going into the next round, it can really start to force Nemiga into force Chaos into a rough spot. And with already past results on Dust 2, not particularly going in the favor of Chaos, especially against Nemiga, like a 16-4 that we saw a couple of months ago. Definitely has questions of Chaos' stability on this map still. It's good damage done by onto MDS so far, as he's dropped down to 44 from the Molotov and spray of DJL. But Nemiga, they will begin to take that mid control, a single man venturing down, but the rest seems like they're very, again, determined to head toward this A bomb site up through short. Even JO wanting to sell a fake with some utility.
And it might work, actually, as the rotation is still staying in mid-CT, and there's only 2 guys on A site, on A kind of site, one on long, one on default site. But Nemiga, their decision is about to come through. It's going to be an a B hit, I guess, in the end. Or, no, wait, still making, okay, what? Okay, it is going to be a B hit, mid-split, if you will. Pleasant finds himself the second, though, and I'm not sure what Nemiga were thinking here. They were a little bit slow to the party. Luckily, it's Mr. Lollipop that denies 1 at least, and Batten, though, holding the line. He's going to take the duel with Box, though, and not expecting him to be so fast so quickly. And it will be a 2v2 with both players on the side of Nemiga having less than, well, 30 HP together. And this makes things a little bit easier for Chaos, although timing is of the essence. Relaxa catches onto Lollipop. Sees his head and is able to shut down any sort of attempt that Nemiga might have had. I think it's fair to say Box shouldn't be surviving for any longer. I mean,
Rush goes over. It shouldn't be. Oh, they've wasted that Molotov, though. That could be vital. The plan is for Box right now, and with...
Oh my god.
It's so smart. Oh, that's perfect. Has to force, and there's no
No
defuse
time.
kit. Oh my god, it seems like Nemiga, they've rode out in such a dangerous round. They won't... Yes, they will find the kill, but not that it particularly matters too much, because Nemiga, they get the round either way with such a beautiful bait play. Relaxer, he tried to swing into tunnels. He checked it, or at least in his mind, he thought he did. But Box, he played so calmly, sort of hugged the wall and just prayed that Relaxer didn't spot him. And luckily, the sort of luck was on his side.
Right. Yeah, he just peeks on the right side once he wants to peek tunnels, which is actually quite a mistake. I mean, at this point, if the player was at Xbox on site, then you have your teammate that can at least refrag immediately after. But if the guy's in tunnels that, usually he is, you want to peek that. You want to see that angle immediately. Screw the guy on site. If he's on site, you can kill him. If he's in tunnels, you have to kill him immediately. You don't have time to play with. And unfortunately for Chaos, well, it just doesn't time them well enough. It is going to be 4-1 in Nemiga. They've forced the CTs yet again onto pistols and Kevlar. An AK that Freddy saved from the last round is pretty much all they have to offer, and they shouldn't be getting very far with it. Damn. Well, Nemiga certainly showing new colors here on Dust, aren't they? Okay.
Oof, pleasant, beautiful headshot onto Lollipop. Taking down a first man already. That is a rifle that can potentially be gathered. Pleasant finally traded back, though. Box able to shut him down. He was inevitable to fall eventually. But even so, with, again, Nemiga looking to head down toward, as a group, this A-long position. Box prepared and ready. Utility being expended to make sure that they check every single position heading up toward this A-bomb site. Luckily for Freddy Frog, he does have Kevlar, which is going to be great for him to utilize with that AK-47. Button is there as well.
Smoke, DJL.
perfect as he dipped through that smoke. MDS does take him down, though. Freddy Frog replies with one more. And back into a 3 versus 3, gets himself back into that very, very safe position of Gandalf. Relaxer looks to approach from short, though. Not yet spotted. And with Barton behind the smoke, time is beginning to tick away. Ooh, MDS, beautiful headshot onto Relaxer. Freddy Frog now caught off, but he finds at least one more. The time now ticking, and that bomb has to be planted. The time is running out, and surely it's over. It might just be, but J.O. Oh my god, he finds it. Nemiga. They do come out on top from some absolute ballsy plays from J.O. The rest of the side let him down, but he's still standing strong.
What the hell was that? Why are they not trying to get rid of the guy in Gandalf? That is so sloppy from Nemiga. They know he's there. They've known that for the whole time they were on site, yet nobody even reacts to it. No, it's like, oh, he's there. Oh, wait, surprise, surprise, he's there again. That is weird, but Chaos themselves overstepping, perhaps not really realizing, you know, the time is so low. They could have perhaps stick it, or more so stayed to CT and saved themselves. Unfortunately, though, this round will be a little bit different. 5-1 and an early entry for Freddy Frog, so it's a good start for Chaos. They're able to at least pick up a bit of a, I guess you could say, pick him up. MDS pushing through short. Relaxer falls down, though. He does not wish to be peeked. He does not wish to be tagged. The guy's running through short, and we do see that Nemiga has made their way through site, or more so onto site itself. There is a single molly left, and MDS better use that smartly. Well, he does throw it into CT, preventing anybody from pushing forward too fast. Still a 4-on-5 retake that Chaos should be attempting immediately. They've got a smoke and a Molotov, actually 2 mollies, more than enough. Let's see how this one works out. Relaxer, 1 more, that should be enough. And this is where, actually, from this point, Chaos shouldn't be losing the round, right? Right?
Yeah, definitely not. Robo, he does find one. Pleasant trades back, but look at J.O. He's lingering. He's searching down into a 1 versus 4. He does at least find one, but should be pinned down and locked, and definitely is. It did look a little dangerous. He could have had more impact, especially with a better rifle, but it is Chaos that find themselves a second. Nemiga, and now into what will most likely be an eco at this point. They don't want to be expending too much economy in this round to allow Chaos an insight back into the CT side, but definitely should be an opportunity to put a third on the board here. And already it does seem like Chaos, they will fight their way back into this double AWP setup being brought out as well. I'm liking that Chaos are utilizing that.
A good choice. Relax and Pleasant now wielding it. As I said previously, Chaos do like to switch out the secondary opper. It's either Freddy or Pleasant. I've seen DJ actually pick up the op as well, and they're all very proficient with it when it comes down to those defensive maneuvers, right? Where they just stay in the corner, just check one corner, and they're able to secure the kill. I'm happy to see this early on, though, from Chaos, right? Because this is something that we missed on Overpass, something that we didn't see very, or at least much of on Overpass. Although, ooh, Nemiga. They're running through lower, but they're going to be trying to do a bit of a mini marathon, as you can say. Running through lower, usually nading short, but they have no nades to look at or to throw it. But perhaps trying to hit B in the end, still through mid. Smoke into CT, but ooh, the fake out is real this time. Chaos, they've only got one guy on site A, and that's more so just Relaxer towards Scar, trying to look at the cross. As now Relaxer finds 2. This is his 3rd and final shot. He should be falling the hell out of long, though. Although Lollipop peeks wide, J.O. refrags, but the bomb has been planted. That's what Nemiga wanted, and they succeed at it valiantly so. And that should be enough in the end. Even if they lose the round, which they will, they got the plant, and, well, they took 1 down, which is better than none.
Yeah, Nemiga's a pretty successful round there. That bomb plant is all they would have wanted. Just put some great cash going into that next round, and that's all Nemiga will be happy with. Yes, a frag is basically a bonus at this point, but now you can see with the assistance of that bomb plant, we can see players stacking at least $6,000. So going to be a plentiful round going into the next. And at this point, whilst Chaos start to build on their confidence, Nemiga will try and bring them down a step. Interesting as well that Robbo has now integrated that T-side AWP on Dust 2, something that we didn't particularly see him bringing through on both Overpass and Inferno. So you can see that Nemiga really starting to pull out the stops just to try and make sure that they get the job done right now. But nearly an interaction at top mid there with the 2 AWP players was close, but not close enough apparently. Nemiga, though, they do find round number 6, it does make for chaos. They will be able to purchase, but again, it just keeps that CT side at that low economy state where Nemiga can really control the pace again. But providing that does happen, Nemiga will stabilize. But for now, chaos, they seem to have gotten themselves back in the game temporarily.
So far, so good, I guess you could say. And, you know, I have a few flashbacks to Season 1 for Chaos. They were unable to qualify for the playoffs. Unfortunately, they just came short in the group stages by, like, a few points. You know, Chaos, this is one way that they can make up for that in Season 2 to, you know, start off their results, or more so start off their series overall group stages with a 2-0 kicker, which would be amazing for them. But right now, Nemiga, after losing one, immediate refrag comes through, and Chaos is going to have to, well, split their defense. As you can see, they're playing the same on A, with having Relax on site and having Freddy in pit. Pleasant on site B, though, on plateaus, watching Tunnel's entry, with Batten kind of keeping an eye on mid. There should be enough of a defense at this moment. Yeah, I was just about to say he's probably going to shoot through the smoke, and he does. That's what he would expect. As I said, you know, Batten is the one man that's going to be connecting the links here. He needs to hold this defense, although Lollipop from mid will catch him. And it's back to a 2v2, and again, Nemiga. They somehow magically make it onto site unscathed. Well, they'd sure to lose 2 players, but they got onto site, they get the plant, and it's an after plant that now Chaos has to deal with. And B retake, as I've said before, the hardest B retake is on Dust 2. Simply put, because you have so few angles that you can come in from, and you can be peeked pretty much from any position you play in. 2 ops though on the side of Nemiga. I'm not sure how I feel about that, actually.
Yeah, this is dangerous, like, making it so difficult to be able to have any sort of maneuverability. Freddy Frog, he strikes and closes the round. It's beautiful for Chaos. They have that defuse kit 5-4.
Yeah.
And the CT side, they're now knocking on the door of tying the scoreline here. It definitely seems like Chaos have been, you know, checking out the prac server for Dust 2, because Nemiga's first dominant result last time they played this of 16-4 might not be, you know, repeated or even close to at this point. Nemiga, they're back down to an eco, a force buy again. They do have, you know, like $4,000 or so to be able to put a purchase on a couple of players. Lollipop, the only man that's really truly invested. The rest have gone down to pistols and Kevlar again. Maybe like a little bit of a miscommunication, but it's always prevalent to see a single rifle in the mix with an eco, because we've seen many of occasions where you have, you know, just one rifle. You come away with a round, you get yourselves some rifles from drop CT members. You find the kills to close it out. But this time, Larson again holding toward top mid, spotted the player above the smoke. That is crucial information gathered already. And that can really allow Chaos to set themselves up toward this A bomb site. DJL making sure mid cannot be breached. And the rest of the CT side preparing this A bomb site hit. The rotate through CT Relaxer as stationary as ever, waiting for this T side. And with that single rifle, whilst it can bode to be quite the nuisance, it should be these pistols that do get destroyed instantly. Nemiga even trying to go for a fake here. I actually like this idea, dipping now back toward lower tunnels in that mid split, but it seems like Barton, he's already prepared for this right now.
Yes, he is. Although he only gets the 1 kill, that might have been a bit of an overstep. Once you get the first kill, try to perhaps go back, try to do something else. I'm not sure, but in any case, Pleasant is now left alone on B. And if he dies here, this is still a 3-on-3 that they are going to have to deal with. And he gets the shot, but it's Lollipop that reacts immediately after. And here we go. 3v2 once more, a retake on B. And this time, Nemiga, they've got an AK and an AWP. MDS spots mid, hits a player, doesn't connect for the kill, but enough damage has been dealt. Ooh. Relaxer sees the barrel, takes the shot, MDS to 28. Both players low, but this is doable yet again for Nemiga. As I've said, Chaos playing too loosely on towards B, I think. They're letting too much control be exerted towards B side. Luckily this time though, Freddy Frog denies the first man, and this should be the end soon after. Lollipop, he gets the kill actually, which is quite worse for Chaos. Their money is already low as is, and you know, it's never gonna be... Oh, is it just me or... Yeah, okay. You heard that, right? Easy for Ends, the song.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Okay, I was like, wait a second, what's going on? I love it. Like it, but as I was saying, basically, that actually put me off my game a little bit.
I thought I heard it, and I was like, hang on, wait, no.
Where's this coming from?
In my head, I was like, what?
So, to go back to my original point, the thing is, Nemiga, they were successful at dealing a lot of economy damage to Chaos. They planted the bomb. They're 5-5 in, sure. But it's the economy that really scares me for Chaos. They lose this round, they're back to square one. They're back to where they started initially. And look at this, Nemiga, they made their way through short. Nobody really putting an end to their push, or at least to their aggression. This is a bit of a wild turn, and Nemiga, they might actually see success out of it. Although, luckily enough, we do see Chaos has already adjusted and have 3 players this time to set up on A.
Yeah, this is a good orientation from Chaos already, though. Relaxer being challenged, and it's Box that finds the first. Relaxer to be taken down, and that's an AWP lost already. But Nemiga, they slow down entirely on the short position. Now is the chance that they should be heading toward the bomb site. They should not be, sitting back and waiting. Jo finds one more, but not before DJL lands a trade. Very close to taking a second one as well there, but down to a 4 versus 3. DJL spamming, but not able to convert. MDS and Jo, they do the same, though. And this should be just a round over for Chaos at this point. Freddy Frog, the last man alive, and already trying to hunt him down. Lollipop, he is blinded out. What's the final man, though? And as that bomb is taken away, they do try and take him down. But Freddy Frog, he at least finds one, but down into a 1 versus 3. He'll go for the save. 6-5 as Nemiga take themselves the lead on that T side here. But again, all 3 maps that these guys have been playing so heavily balanced.
Yeah, they really have been. Like, it's down to the wire, really. Every round, every map we've seen up to this point hasn't been a walkover, hasn't been like an easy victory. It's more of a fight to the battle, fight to the death, down to the last man, to the last bones, still in the body of those gladiators. And it is quite a show they're giving us, at least, and definitely an enjoyable one. But in any case, this is now Nemiga taking the lead back in their hands. They have the economy set up. And Chaos find themselves where they were on Inferno in the second half. Their money, look at it, 0 in the bank. Losing this, it's again starting point for them. They go up against Nemiga's very much potent T side.
Jo under first, Pleasant able to spam for 2, even lands damage onto MDS. Finally gets taken down though, traded back. Box to come in from tunnels quite late, but still the bomb is already looking to cross. Still with plenty of time left, they will get that bomb down on the site. Molotov actually forcing back though, and Lollipop, he's down to 6 points of health now. This could get a little bit shaky, especially if he was to die before that plant was had. DJL, he trades one back in return, and now into a 2 versus 3. This is where it gets a little bit dangerous for Nemiga. Yes, they have good after plant positions, and with no flank coming from tunnels, Nemiga can be fairly sure that they don't get pushed from behind. MDS though, up and down, bait and switch. DJL traded back to a 1v1. He gets shut down, and Box again in a similar scenario, just to like he was in that previous, and he'll come out on top again. 7-5, and Nemiga put a barrier now between themselves and Chaos. And like you said, with no money left on this CT side, it's now Nemiga's opportunity to start to really build up a barrier going into the final rounds of this first half.
I mean, it is a pretty painful half to watch for Chaos. I mean, they have good success, they have good rounds, or more so good moments in the rounds they win or lose, but in the end, it's just not enough, not at all. It is going to be back to an eco for them, as you said, and Chaos, they're kind of, or more so relaxed, and kind of trying to play in the smoke a little bit. Unfortunately for him, it's not really going to help him at all. And, ooh, Pleasant, okay, Pleasant wins the duel with a USPS. That spray down was not exactly the best for MDS, but I mean, yeah. 8-5, Nemiga are looking very good and absolutely composed perfectly for this first half. We couldn't, or more so they couldn't have expected a better result. Maybe 10-5 is the one thing they hoped for, or maybe 11-4, but again, it is pretty much half going to Nemiga. The money is there for Chaos to rebuy, but we've got a FAMAS, we've got a AUG, an M4, and an AWP. Listen, at least this time connects. Robo shut down, and probably one of the best players on Nemiga so far, or up to this point. This is a good start for Chaos. Let's see if they can find at least one more.
Down to a 5-on-4, and especially with Jo being tagged first man already dead starts to really set up quite the dangerous type of scenario for Nemiga. Now, going into this penultimate round of the first half, of course, money is going to be with them for the final round as well, so there's nothing to be particularly worried about. But, of course, like you said, Nemiga, they'll be wanting to build up on these rounds. They don't want to be going in to the second half as close as it was on maps like Overpass and Inferno, both incredibly like 8-7, 9-6 type results. You want to at least go in with a little bit of a barrier, but Chaos, they'll be trying to deny this, and especially with this full buy, Pleasant already dealing damage. Interesting as well that Pleasant taking the AWP while Relaxer onto an M4. It's something that we rarely see, but I can kind of get behind it, especially considering that obviously Relaxer and Pleasant aren't going to play exactly the same, so there is their element of surprise that they can take with using Pleasant in a round or so than constantly having Relaxer exhausting all of his strategies and angles to hold. But 35 seconds now. And as Nemiga, they're grouped up towards this A-long position. It looks like the bomb should be planted for A-long as well, as Jo is ready to defend and hold. As that plant does come through, it actually isn't. I would have preferred an A-long plant there. Get it in the corner, make sure that Jo can protect it with the AWP. Grenades come raining in though. And in a 5-on-4 retake, it actually looks kind of good for Chaos, providing they get a first kill in like the next 10 seconds.
Important to note is that they have the retake coming in from short and CT, so they at least have two positions they're going to be coming through, trying to save this. Although it's going to be Lollipop with one box, but the second DJ refrags, but it doesn't last them long. MDS already finding himself double as well, and Freddy, last man standing, already running away. This is a 9-5 result with Chaos failing the retake through short and CT, and unfortunately what that means is it's going to cost them a very tall order. First of all, their money is gone. Their last round of the first half is here, and they don't have much to show for it. Besides the 5 rounds they were able to pick up, they don't have the money for an AWP. They don't even have enough money to really invest with full rifles at least. 2 M4s, one of them being dropped, and one FAMAS with 2 MP9s to support it. A single diffuse kit. We've got a few smokes here and there, but that's about it. And Chaos, well, they surely are in Chaos themselves, and hopefully they're going to be the chaotic good side instead of the chaotic evil. But ooh, okay, Pleasant, how does he not get the kill? Jo reacts perfectly, but still.
That's unfortunate. Pleasant's gonna be like, let's say not again. There's already a first man taken down. Fate, that AWP always going to strike there. Freddy Frog exposing himself in middle quite heavily. It's a simple kill for Robbo there, and that's down to a 5 versus 3. Most likely going to be a 10-5 result if it continues with this pace, and Barton has no idea. Jo pins him to the floor, and down to a 5-on-2. This round is all but over now. And already as DJL tries to pressure, Relaxer tries to pressure toward middle. As soon as that smoke fades, or as soon as any info is spotted, MDS, he'll be soon to strike. And getting very close though. Relaxer, he's going to shift his here. MDS, is he going to be wise to it? Yes, he is. This round completely and utterly shut down. 10-5 will be the result going into the second half, and Nemiga setting themselves up for a very, very good result at the end of that first half. Double figures already secured, and that's great going into half number 2. They have to win the pistol though, Chaos, or else they'll be right back and shunted out of this series.
Yes, they will, and that is correct. It is going to have to be a comeback coming up pretty soon. Otherwise, we're looking at Nemiga potentially taking this one relatively easily, the way they have up to this point. In any case, we'll be back pretty soon, guys, after a short commercial break. Also, do not forget, we have another best of 3 coming after this one. Right after, it's going to be No Chance versus VP, so stay tuned for that as well. In any case, we'll be right back after a short commercial intermission.
Loot.bet. Made for live betting.
And welcome back, of course, into our third and final map of the day for Chaos and Nemiga. The winner here goes into a 2-0 result in the group stages, fighting for the for the first spot in the playoffs, whilst the loser is going to have to face off the Music, with a 1-1 result. In any case, the pistol is here. Chaos, 2 smokes, 3 flashbangs, and a decoy, and, hope to win the round. Relax again with the P250, very dangerous, as on Inferno, so be it on Dust. And look at this, Chaos. They might actually scale the ladder towards A here. They've got 2 players on mid, though, and Robo, he hears it all. Fortunately, his aim isn't really there present with him. Perhaps still sleeping in bed. Button, he's able to shut down that play. It's JO in pit. No kills, no games. That's the round gone. Box and MDS, they shouldn't be getting too far here. They do have the defuse kit at least, but I mean, the cross is going to be so difficult to watch, as well as to make sure they can't get across is now impossible. 6-10, and Chaos picked themselves a pistol. A really an easy one.
Yeah, there was like no challenge there from Nemiga. A very, very simple shutdown for Chaos, and that puts them right back into the action. Nemiga, of course, they'll go for an eco in this one. They don't want to be forcing, knowing that they can have a buy in the next round. But this now really starts to put a lot of pressure onto this Nemiga side. Chaos, yes, they are 4 rounds behind, but win this one, that's a 3rd. Take away the first gun round, you can start to see that it really does begin to slip away for the CT side. That first gun round, of course, holding so much importance for both sides, but this one here is just about, how much cash can Chaos really build up. They've got some MAC-10s, they've got some rifles that should be able to take down players here, and Pleasant will find himself a first. Great damage done to a second as well, as Relax are able to finish. They're out for the count here. Pleasant is pretty low, so potentially a chance to land themselves a refrag, but at this point, even if they were to do so, it wouldn't make too much of a difference. So still 5 players alive, and in this 5-on-2, MDS and JO both on that B bomb site. DJL will get opposed by at least the first. They don't know the second is there, but a simple round as any for Chaos here in the 17.
Yeah, pretty much so. The one thing I'm really happy about for Nemiga is that they don't force up, that they're not, attempting some sort of a pistol buy here in this one round that pretty much doesn't make much of a difference. And if you force up, you just give one more free round to your opponent. So Nemiga, they keep themselves composed. They are able to fight the oncoming tide with the buy they have, or they will be able to fight that tide. I would like to see some innovation from Nemiga, though. Perhaps looking to take aggressive long control, perhaps looking to take aggressive short control or upper B. Whatever they do, I don't think they have to. They can sit on their asses waiting for Chaos to hit them. Rather, take the advantage in their own hands and I guess you could say the momentum in their own hands, clearing off a few angles early on, getting themselves perhaps a kill, perhaps 2, and then from that point forward, building that advantage in their favor ever more so. We will find out, of course, how this one goes through. Nemiga, they've got a full buy, while Chaos keep the MAC-10 and a scout in their hands. So certainly making it a little bit easier for themselves to at least battle early on, or more so run in and gun, I guess, in a way. And probably we'll see something of the like, a B split towards mid. I kind of like it. This is actually a really good choice if they do go for it. Although we have Pleasant and Bottom going through short. So they split on onto a bit of a default, but this is not going to bring them too far. Pleasant actually sneaks into CT. Nobody spots him. Nemiga. Ooh, crucial mistake, and all of a sudden Chaos. They have control of mid CT and basically B pretty soon after. DJL. He doesn't shut down box. Still a 4-on-4 left. Although this is perfect for Chaos.
Yeah, this is so good right now. MDS, though, will be able to take one more. That B bomb site fully locked down. Yes, there is an advantage right now for Nemiga, but the after plant can be so prudent for this T side just to be able to lock it out. If they lose one more man on this Nemiga side, I would expect them to maybe even pull away, go for a save right now. But already Barton, he finds himself one traded by Freddy Frog and Relaxer, and Freddy to finish. 10-8. And right now, Chaos, they are starting to really make these rounds back. The T side going to be very, very rewarding for them already. And with 2 rounds behind, again, they're starting to really force Nemiga's hand here. Once more, they're down into an eco. A little bit of Kevlar, some utility and upgraded pistols. but it's nowhere near to what Chaos are being able to provide at this point. And with a full buy in the hand of that T side, so much economy already backed up. Will take something very, very special from Nemiga in this round, or the gun round coming up to really try and slow down the Swedes here.
Absolutely. I mean, Nemiga, this is not exactly a comfortable beginning. 10-5 is a very nice half to end on, but you have to continue on with your victory crawl, I guess you could say, if you wish to go far in this third map. And Nemiga, remember Inferno, they had a 14-11 score. They were 2 rounds away from victory, and this is something I pointed out, or more so brought up at the start of this map. If Nemiga find themselves again in a similar position like this, or more so as on Inferno, so be it here. Could they potentially choke again? Could they lose that advantage again and, you know, get eliminated by Chaos, or just lose by Chaos? Let's see how this one turns around first. Blessing, they're low HP, somehow still alive at 2. Fair enough. It comes as a bit of a surprise, a bit of a shocker. They're able to shut down Lollipop, and 2 Robo peeking wide. This could be also a pretty easy cleanup job. Box. Another denial, and Chaos is playing very well. And this is how you should play an anti-eco, right? You know you're up against full eco, or at least maybe a Kevlar, maybe a P250 here and there, and that's about it. So just stick together, go as a team, and try to take site without having too much of a split attack for that site, because you want to make sure you can refrag every single loss you take. You are able to refrag, you're able to prevent your opponent from taking your rifles, and you just simply calmly take it in your hands. So here we are. 90-10, Nemiga on a full buy. This is the first real challenge. Double up coming out, Robo and Jo. And we're about to find out how far they can go with it.
Yeah, with Jo's performance on Inferno with that AWP, it's definitely going to prove worthy of him taking that sniper rifle to be able to back up Robo. But already, it seems like Chaos, they're full throttle towards A long right now, but so much damage already inflicted. As both Lollipop and his team doing the damage there. Already 2 frags inflicted, and Chaos, as soon as we start to really, you know, see a light for them at the end of the tunnel, it just gets dramatically worse. Still to try and split toward middle. Barton being tagged incredibly, traded back yet again, and such a simple, clean round right now for the CT side. You surely, yep, Jo to finish 11-9. Of course, the only saving grace of Chaos is they have that money built up from the previous rounds to be able to repurchase. But at this point, Nemiga, they get themselves a little bit more of a clearer round. Some very, very good plays made. As we go into that 21st, we will see that full buy for both sides now. Of course, there is that, you know, huge opportunity of resetting Nemiga again. The money is still not so stable for that CT side.
Yeah.
But it all relies on Chaos and whether they can keep that composure or not. Because in that round, they really seem to have lost it.
Well, this is going to be a difficult round to win, but Chaos can certainly do it. They're going to be splitting B, as it seems like it. 4 players through mid. Very dangerous to actually go with 4 through mid, but why not? If you succeed, it's so much better. Jo, though, denies the first play in tunnels. Good pop flash blinds MDS, but Jo, lightning fast reflexes, gets the second player. Unfortunately, at this time, though, he will be put to a halt and will be finally brought down to deal with the mess at hand. Chaos, a 3-on-3, B retake. Extremely difficult for Nemiga. Single Molotov left for Chaos and no smoke. So that also complicates matters a little bit. Luckily for Nemiga, they've got 2 more smokes to handle with. This is a retake that has to go in the way for Nemiga if they wish to keep themselves superior in this game. And here we go. Relaxer finds the first second for Freddy, and that retake will not succeed. And that's what I'm talking about when I'm saying, you know, the B site is the hardest to retake. Simply put, because you have so few angles you have to go through. It's not impossible to succeed at it. And Chaos, that is pretty much the best way this second half could kick off for them. First of all, they almost tied the score. They give 1 round to Nemiga, or at least drop 1 round to Nemiga, and then they reset them effectively, forcing them to go onto an eco while taking 1 round back, and pretty much putting themselves back on the pedestal. 11-11 should be coming up, and Nemiga is going to be hungry for more kills, I guess you could say. 4 nades. DJ lucky to be alive. Surprised not more fly in there.
Yeah, there could have been an absolute onslaught with those nades there. But luckily, does at least make sure that Nemiga have some grenades left over for the short take. Box seeming ready to get at least one nade thrown down there with... Oh, he's backed up by his teammate as well. This could begin to work out for them if those nades begin to fly on through. So much damage inflicted. And it has to be backed up by those pistols. Box able to put one more on the board. Ready and Relax are both incredibly low now. If they do fall, that gets so dangerous for the T side. But luckily, they are able to stabilize MDS and JO both to come in from that CT position. It seems like the round is already lost here for Nemiga. Chaos will tie things up at 11 to 11. That grenade, though, would at least do some more damage. Yeah, Relax attacked a little bit, but it's nothing too crazy. And right now it is the chance for Nemiga to be able to put themselves onto a bye in the next. Chaos is so, worthy of fighting back here and making it so incredibly close. All three maps being drawn out to such an extent. It just proves that both of these teams so heavily matched up against each other. There's no clear winner. It definitely comes down to, the mistakes that each team makes, the drastic actions that really affect how this game plays out.
Pretty much so. And, well, JO, if he saves this AK, if he's able to bring it into the next, which he will, at least it gives him a bit more to invest into economy, more so into utility, buy the defuse kit, buy the full Kevlar, drop a pistol perhaps to the AWPer, something of the like. But yeah, Nemiga, they've allowed Chaos to go up to 11 to tie them. And this is where the real party starts. It's back to square one for both teams. They've tied themselves together. And it's where the real differences will start to be shown. The winner of this round not only will economically break Nemiga, if it happens to be Chaos, but it's also going to be a pretty important mental gain, I guess you could say, over your opponent, right? This is where it comes down to the last few, and every single kill, every single round is so important, so vital that you really can't let go of it. And we can see right now it's Robot through short getting the entry. That fast peek gives them the first entry, and Nemiga, they should be happy with this. They've got two guys on B though, and Batten will be prepared for the engagement from Xbox, and it's gonna be a second for Freddy. And look at this, Chaos. They made it look easy. They lose one guy, but they're already on B side. They got control of it. They molly window. They smoked the doors. And this should be an easy victory again for Chaos in this case.
Yeah, Nemiga, they're already calling for the save. They're essentially just saying we don't want to invest time and effort and potentially the loss of weapons into this retake. And that's probably the better decision to take. JO can purchase into the next round. They can go into full rifle setup into the 24th, but again, it just allows Chaos another opportunity to take the lead. And I think for maybe the first time in this third map, they go as the leaders here. They finally have been able to break Nemiga apart from that pistol round. Wait, they won pistol, lost second, so
yeah,
for the second time in this best of three, they're now leading. But been a long time coming in. Chaos definitely proving that Dust 2 has been a map they've dramatically improved on. Yeah, the last time they played it or against this squad especially, but still, Nemiga, they will be able to get the buy into this next round. Robo can drop for MDS. They can get a buy into JO, the double AWP setup. It actually looks like a very, very good purchase here, but with Chaos now taking the lead, you've got to really assume the mental game of Nemiga is already at its sort of weakest point right now, but whoever takes this next round is going to really start to feel the full brunt of what this series is going to bring. Whether it's Nemiga, it's still going to be so hard to break Chaos at this point. They've got money saved up for days right now. It does rely on Nemiga, getting that consecutive round sort of gain to be able to really deny Chaos. But at this point, they're already starting to really gain that momentum.
Yes, they are. I mean, Nemiga, they seemingly have no answer against this mid-split towards B or just a straight-up mid-B play. Whilst for A, they might have a little bit more success given that, they have three guys there to defend with. I'm surprised they're not readjusting. As I've said, why not push short? Why not take short control, peek out mid, see what's what, see who's there. You get an entry, go back. You don't get an entry, still go back. Do something else the other round. Push long, push B. Do some special tactics, I guess you could say, which could potentially draw you back, surprise your opponent, or more so, draw you forward, surprise your opponent, and give a chance to yourself. But on the other side, Chaos, I mean, I kind of like the way they're going about business right now. They're taking it easy, they're taking it slow. They realize, okay, we've got perhaps a bit lucky with that mid play, with that B take. Let's not try and test our luck again. Let's actually do what we know best, and that is going to be a bit of a short split towards A. And this is, you know, this will work out if they get onto side before Nemiga can answer with 1 or 2 kills. They do get to kill 1, that is Box with a headshot, or more so just a kill onto Pleasant, but it's still a 4 on 5. And look at this, Freddy Frog, he's hiding behind the door. They will not be checking him, at least not immediately. That's 1, that's 2. Oh my god, Freddy Frog.
Wow.
There it is. That is going to be the round gone. Nemiga, as much as they can hope no more. 13-11, and Nemiga have another buy coming up, although this is starting to look pretty poor for our Belarusian squad.
It's really starting to look so incredibly weak for Nemiga. Chaos throughout this series have just gotten stronger. They lose that first map. They claim the second in very, very close fashion. They seem to really be starting to claim this third as well. DJL trying to battle, won't be able to deny any of the weapons, of course. But like you said, Nemiga, they should be going for another purchase in this. We see a player not yet bought up, but has the money to do so, nearly $6,000. So, again, Nemiga can invest, but what they've been really doing with it right now is not being the greatest. Jo even topping the leaderboard for entries as well. 4 of those so far, but it seems like Nemiga or Chaos, for a fact, could have taken a tactical pause here, which is definitely the right way to be going about it. I think one of the first that we've seen in this map so far, but Chaos win this round, and there's surely a 15th on the cards for this T side, and really starting to hammer home just how much of a confident series it's gone. They've grown in stature throughout these games, and you can really tell that they've just gotten, you know, the mindset to finish off this map.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, it's no longer a question of 15. It's just a question of when it comes. I mean, Nemiga, up to this point, up to this moment, they haven't really shown us anything that we can be content with, that they can be content with, that they can succeed in. Box, again, through short, has been hurt. Luckily falls back. Does not wish to risk his chance too much, and you know, luckily enough, they realize, okay, let's play it safe for Nemiga, or more so the guys of Nemiga, right? They're considering their options, and they realize, sure, we might not have the best of positions right now, but we still got a full buy. There's an AWP on Jo, an AWP on Robo, and we've got enough firepower on the rest of the team to be able to contend against what Chaos throw at them. Although, however it went down in the past, it shouldn't matter here. They should be focusing on the present rather than on the future or the past itself. They need to get these rounds. They need to get these victories immediately. Lollipop in a one-and-done spot. He still gets 2. That's a pretty darn good trade, if you ask me. Jo does get 1 more, so it brings it back to a 2v3. And this will still be an 8 take, so Chaos, there's a chance they can still win this. Although, Box, he is in elevator, and he has a bit of a surprise shot. Okay, Mr. Box will be eliminated. Pleasant, he's too accurate and too good to be taken out that easily.
MDS lingering inside of the smoke bomb will be at least passed over. MDS can strike though as the player's trying to retreat. Freddy Frog caught with his pants down there, and Pleasant, no! He adjusts for the first but can't find the second. Nemiga, that is so close, but they do come out with, again, another round going for this CT side. It's going so incredibly far again in this third and final map, and Chaos, they will be able to purchase once more here. They'll be able to put a buy into that T side. The same for Nemiga, double AWP setup. Right now, the TTs, if they can tie this up at 13, they will really start to ask questions of that T side now, because it, again, is coming down to the absolute wire for both of these teams. Relaxer, he's hunting for that first frag inside of mid, but Jo so aggressively posted, traded back straight away. But Jo, he finds 1 more. He really starts to offset the advantage, and Bots, he does the same. DJL, he's trying to reply, trying to at least get some clarity in this round, but it seems like Nemiga, they've already got a grip on it, and the 13 seems like it will be confirmed.
It does look like it. I mean, at one point in time, it all looked so shaky, all so worrying, and then Nemiga, they push short, they get that kill early on, and sure, Jo, he might have gotten away scot-free, but they at least, you know, they at least are aware of the fact Chaos are on A at the moment, as Relax and DJL are making a bit of a switcheroo from long and short. should be... Ooh, close call, Relaxa. Just die in the end. DJL refrags, but luckily MDS is there to make up for the loss. 13-13, and a tie is here. Nemiga, they bring it back round. Somehow, against all odds even, you know, it looks like at the moment they just kind of let it go. They let themselves go, really. They're able to pull it home and tie the score. This should be perhaps... I'm looking at the economy of Chaos. They force up. They're going to have to go with either no head armor for Relaxa with an AK, or maybe a Galil with head armor. Regardless, 3 AKs minimum, and a few SMGs, smaller rifles to support this aggression, or to support this next take they're going to be going for. In any case, Nemiga is in a pretty good position at this current moment. Sure, they don't have much money to go on, but the 2 ops have been saved, and they've got enough utility to call it a day, at least for the moment. Again, I would like to see some aggression, though, from them. I really want to see some sort of play through short, yet again, through mid, maybe, or through upper B. You know, avoid long, sure, but try and do some surprise hits that Chaos might not expect, and you just might find yourself winning the round.
Yeah, it has been a while since we've seen like some full out, you know, fast plays from Chaos. I think the last one was toward that B bomb site. So
yeah,
again, it is something that would definitely catch Nemiga by surprise, especially with how much of a tactical approach Chaos have now been putting themselves in these past couple of rounds. So that would be definitely maybe a room for improvement. But Chaos this time it's on site. Jo is prepared though. AWP in hand and ready. As soon as that first man peeks, dips under the bullet, able to get themselves out onto this B site, and that's an onslaught. Barton and DJL finding 2 successful frags, and already they're calling the save for Nemiga. They're making sure the round is theirs completely. Nemiga again, they'll back off. They'll play the more safe approach. They'll make sure that at least they're carrying rifles into the next round. I would love to see Chaos now go and hunt with a couple of players, but don't send the majority, just to make sure that at least they can maybe find 1 or 2 more kills, just to make sure. But take Freddy Frog, look at his kill. He's doubling the majority of his team for frags at this point. Like, that's incredible.
Yeah. He's doing a good job at carrying his teammates to victory. And we got to keep in mind, Nemiga at one point, they were quite ahead in front of Chaos. In the end, though, I guess Chaos do pull it together. They saved themselves the horrible loss that they were in for by the looks of it early on, at least in the first half. You know, 10-5 ending on the half, and Nemiga are only now at 13, while Chaos pick up their 14th. Ooh, look at this B spawn. Oh my god, if Chaos don't go rush B again, I'm gonna be fairly surprised. I mean, obviously, this might not be the best choice, but still, this B spawn is probably one of the best I've seen up to this point, up to this moment. So certainly, why not try and use it in your favor? In any case, gentlemen, this is going to be another match pause from Nemiga, presumably. I mean, they probably want to discuss what the hell they want to do up next, as nothing seems to be working anymore.
That's the thing, like, at this point, with, you know, like, nearly 90, 100 rounds of Counter-Strike, there are strategies across this entire best of 3 and learning how your opponent plays that have been exhausted to their full extent right now. They're essentially just playing for the sake of making sure that they get the job done, because even in a map like this where we're going to, you know, the 28th, 29th round, there's still going to be strats that they're rerunning, they're trying to do again, maybe add a little bit of deviation to it. But overall, I assume even the most extensive of strat books, like a man like Crystal or someone like that kind of in-game leader sort of stature at this kind of level, would still not be able to prepare and have enough set strats to keep your opponents on their toes. But of course, you just adapt them. You make sure that at least 1 thing or 2 things change per round, and that is what Chaos are looking to do this time. We'll have a very, very default setup play. 2 players sitting a long 1 in mid 2 inside of lower tunnels. They're expecting some Nemiga aggression potentially, and setting up to stay safe from that. But with a minute left on the clock, Chaos will now start to head toward the A bomb site, a site we've not particularly seen them at in quite some time. Molotov goes down to at least make sure no one is sitting close on that wall position. Smokes go down in return, and setting up for this execution. They do have Freddy Frog lurking as well. But this is a vital round right now for Nemiga to hold on to. Lose this, and it seems like the series might have just fallen out of their path. It'd be 15 for Chaos and no money on that CT side. So a do-or-die scenario right now for Nemiga, and as Chaos prepare, this is time to hit this bomb site.
Well, they will be hitting an empty bomb site, to say the very least. There's a single man on the site to defend this. It's Robo, and he's at car, and he's already been spotted. He still aims true, but doesn't connect for the second one. And he comes on close towards ramp. This is a dangerous maneuver. He still goes close, and Batten is ready. He sees the top of his head and takes the pre-fire better. And look at Freddy Frog.
Oh, Freddy Frog.
Oh, Mr. Freddy Frog. He's going to release the first player. No, he's just going to shut it down immediately. Sprays down 2. That's enough.
Oh
Box and Lollipop.
God.
Last 2 men standing. Whew. This is going to be extremely difficult to win, as both players of Chaos are on short. Lollipop has no smoke, no Molotov, and just a defuse kit. At this point, hold it, fuck it, you know, maybe you win it, otherwise it's the end anyway. Lollipop gets the first at least, but Batten is ready, and 15-13 is here, and yeah, that's a big oof as well, not just a big wow. Nemiga. That's gonna hurt. That's gonna come back to really hurt. I mean, just thinking about this right now. 3 players on mid. They're kind of, you know, sneaking back and forth on short. Not really, I mean, not sneaking, but not really either running top mid, trying to at least check top mid or long, or putting one player towards long. And it's just, it was a weird round overall. So here we go. It is 15-13, the 29th round of the 3rd map. The last map of this series. Slowly coming to a close. JO, Glass Cannon, M4 and MDS, and on box, while both Lollipop and Robo having an MP9. Chaos, I think this might be the one round they actually will be closing this series out.
Great spam from Box, but yeah, I kind of have to really agree at this point. But MDS, though, he'll be able to reply with a frag of his own. Great damage done to DJL, and that really puts them now into a 4 versus 3, where they do have a slight disadvantage, especially with the HP of DJL right now. But again, with Nemiga looking to heavily hold toward this mid and A long position, Lollipop will finally back himself up towards a bomb site, but it will be this time Chaos dedicating toward the B bomb site. Flash goes through, Relaxer is tagged, and they know at least a bit of information now. Lollipop can set himself up for a very, very close engagement, especially with this MP9. It's going to rip through these T players with so much firepower. Relaxer, he finds one, but gets himself a second as well. This is where it could start to get very, very dangerous for Nemiga here at this point. Box, though, he's set up inside of Elevator. There's no utility left on this T side, so they have to rely heavily on the raw aim duels. And as soon as Relaxer peaks, if he makes a little bit of noise, Box is surely going to pounce upon that. Chaos, they're setting themselves up. The bomb will at least cross. They get themselves onto the bomb site just barely. The Molotov going to keep them at bay for now. But look at the time. Relaxer, he goes for it. And Nemiga, they surely find the victory. The bomb goes down, but no, it does not. 15-14. And again, we're down to such a very, very competitive match. The final round of regulation, potentially even overtime on the cards. Chaos can afford to buy it, but again, it's so minimalistic here.
Yes, it is. 2 AKs. That's it. DJL might buy the 3rd one and drop it to Plessen. No, he's instead gonna go... Excuse me, there were 3 AKs. He's gonna buy a Mech 10 instead. Still, though, this is coming down to the wire, down to the last few. I mean, down to the last round even. At 15-14, Nemiga goes to overtime. Oh, they are losing this series 2-1. In any case, Chaos right now, they're taking a bit of a slower approach to the round itself. They perhaps realized, you know, we're pushing our luck too much, maybe. We should have slowed down already beforehand. It was their game to win already by this point, and we can see and safely say Chaos at least are realizing their mistakes. They're going to be taking short control slowly but surely, making sure nobody can push them behind. And I think they should be well aware of the fact that at this point, Nemiga might do some crazy stuff there on their own terms. JO, he's got the MP9 on long. He might be looking to push it if he hears any information from short, as you said, you know, pouncing on that knowledge. And I am a little bit scared for Nemiga yet again, though. I gotta be honest, Box, he might have an excuse me, no AWP, it's Robo actually with the one. Box has an M4, so that's actually a lot better. Changes things quite considerably. But wait a second. 35 seconds, Chaos. They're definitely exploding A. There's no doubt about it anymore. There's little time left to go B. And Box, if he goes here and peeks all 4 players, yes, he does. What is Box doing? That is a pop flash that does help him out, but it's not really perfect. It's not really the best choice that they could make. Lollipop on side. He's burning alive on ramp, and this is all side on Nemiga, or more so all on Nemiga. Oh, Lollipop though, straight down with a double. That's even better. Oh, what? Oh my god, what is going on, Freddy Frog? It's gonna be a triple for him, and all eyes on Robo. A 1-on-3, and I think it's fair to say he's got a very tall task ahead of him, very tall order, and unfortunately, it's not enough. 16-14, final score. Chaos win it.
And what an eventful series. 2 16-14s. Freddy Frog literally putting the team on his back there. 37 frags to end off map number 3. And that's been probably one of the longest series we've had in a while without overtime. But either way, Chaos ride out 2-1 in what was only a very successful series for them, setting themselves up for a playoff spot already now with that 2-0 scoreline that they have going into that Swiss round number 3 there.
Indeed, that is true. But also, what is true is that we have a second best of 3 coming up. No Chance versus VP, Virtus Pro. And funny thing is, third map is Vertigo. So at this point, you know, I just want to see third map. But in any case, I'm all right as well, yeah. We'll be taking a short break before jumping into our second best of 3 of the day. So stay tuned, gentlemen, and we shall return within 10 to 5 or 5 to 10 minutes, depending how long we need. In any case, see you soon.
Loot.bet. Made for live betting.